No, I never get enough. I'm always waking up so tired. Life happens, chronic stress happens, and it interrupts our sleep. I have 9 tips to fall asleep faster and a secret tip that I'll share at the end, so stay tuned. Subscribe and hit that notification bell and like for more tips on how to heal your body and soul so you can live your best, healthy, enjoyable, abundant life. Getting enough sleep is important as the air we breathe in. Stress can cause insomnia issues, and burnout can actually make you want to sleep, but you don't feel like you actually rested, right? Always waking up tired. Of course, swing shifts, night shifts workers, that just interrupts our sleeping habits even more. Research has shown that sleep delays and interruption cause sluggishness, low attention span, decreased social ability, decreased mood, decreased deep sleep, decreased caloric burn during the day, increased hunger, and decreased feelings of fullness, insulin resistance, and decreased performance. So sleep, I'm always waking up tired and I'm always hungry. Anyone else relate to that? Make sure you comment below if you do. Sleep will restore our bodies and recharge our brains. So why don't we work harder to get enough? That's the question. So I have 9 proven tips to help you fall asleep faster and stick with your sleep routine, and I'll reveal that secret at the end. So the first one is to recognize how much sleep you actually need. Do you know? Research recommends 7 to 9 hours. I know I do best with 8. And once you know how many hours you need, you actually need to figure out what time you need to go to bed so you can get that full 8 hours. I get up at 5:30 on my days off consistently, and I need to have my butt in bed by 9:30. The second tip is to have an actual power down hour. So this is that hour before bedtime. So for me, that would be 9:30 bedtime. So by 8:30, I need to be starting this power down hour. That time where you kind of slow down, you get ready for sleeping, right? You maybe practice your yoga poses and you get into that meditation, right? We do some stretches, we read, we maybe take a warm bath, anything that just helps us relax. Tip number 3 is to use amber glasses. These are clip-on ones. Yeah, you maybe not the coolest looking things, but they block the blue light. And when you block that light, it actually gets you ready for bedtime. So if you do need to be on electronics, which you really shouldn't be an hour before bed, but this will help block that light, and this the natural light from being in whatever room you're in. So use these if you need to, even on the computer. They're great just for helping out with that. So get your amber glasses on. The 4th tip, sunlight. Getting 20 minutes of sun in the morning is amazing. It really does help regulate our sleeping patterns, but some of us live in areas where it's kind of gross and you get rain and you get snow and you have seasons. We don't have sunshine to just get our vitamin D and sit in that awesomeness of the sun. So we need a backup plan. So sunlights or sun lamps are great for this. It mimics that natural sunlight. You're a night shifter, this is great for you too. Get up from your nap before you're going to work and shine that light in your face. Get yourself woke up and actually kind of regulate your sleep patterns and kind of get you ready to go for the day as well. The 5th tip is avoiding caffeine or alcohol after 2 p.m. The coffee drinkers in the house, I'm not one of them, but you guys do have that a lot with drinking your coffee, right, to get up and get moving. But after 2 p.m., it really does kind of hinder you with that. And don't eat 2 hours before you go to bed. Your body needs that time to digest that food and to actually relax. Part of this too is if you're drinking that much coffee, you really need to stop and recognize maybe where you're not getting that sleep and why is that a thing. The 6th tip is to have your bedroom be a cool, dark environment that is inviting for sleep, right? Sometimes you need to use some earplugs, pop those things in, get those blackout curtains. We don't want any light shining in if you're sleeping during the day, especially. Use a sound machine or use that soothing music. There's so many apps out there. I have just a little portable one that plugs in. And of course, a sleep mask, right? If you need to block out that light, if you need it pitch dark to sleep, definitely use that. The 7th tip is keep those electronics out of the bedroom. None of these in there, right? A lot of you use your phones for an alarm. Guess what? You need to have an old school alarm clock, right? Keep this out of there. No more scrolling. No more getting your mind racing before you go to bedtime. We're on to the eighth one, the brain dumping before you go to bed. You get that mind racing because you just were on your phone maybe, and you have all these thoughts and what am I gonna do tomorrow? And what's on my to-do list? And like, okay, I'm just gonna write it all down. It'll all be in a spot. And then maybe I can get my brain to kind of turn off before I go to bed, right? So keep a journal, keep a notebook handy by your bed, write out all your thoughts, quiet your mind, and then actually use this for a time of gratitude journaling as well. What are those three things, those positive things you can end your day on? And I've also added my successes and what I've learned for the day. So it's a time for me to journal and get all my thoughts out there, what I'm grateful for, what my day looked like, and what I have learned. The last one is the power of the breath, right? We want to breathe and relax as we're in bed. Take those nice deep breaths to relax yourself. I use the 5-5-7 breath. That's to inhale for 5, count of 5. You hold it for 5, and then you exhale for 7. So you want to have a pattern where you are just getting into that relaxed state. So time for that secret, right? These are 9 tips for you to fall asleep faster, but the secret is that you need a bedtime as well as your kids, and we need to stick to it every day of the week, right? And we need a wake up time we need to stick to as well. We're not going to keep hitting that snooze button. We're not going to sleep in on the weekends. We need to have a routine for our sleep so our body knows what's going on. So set yourself a bedtime, right? So there's been times in the past where I was so tired after work that I'd sit on the couch and not even want to go to bed. I was so tired, I didn't want to physically get up and go to bed. So set your bedtime. That's the secret. Put down below if you're going to have a bedtime, what time that bedtime is, and what of these 9 tips are you going to start using today? Happy sleeping. Make sure you watch the video that YouTube recommends and subscribe so you get more tips on having your healthy, enjoyable, abundant life.